everyone, so I've had quite a few people ask if I do any videos on the new split, so here we go. So obviously I spent 4 years restoring the bay, 3 years restoring the bug. Most people would think that was enough, but yet here we are yet again. So what have we got? We have a 65 right hand drive split, actually only about, no idea what that was. Actually only about 20 miles from us. Spent quite a while looking for something that was a project but not completely gone beyond the point of salvage. A lot of people would look at this and perhaps disagree, but the main structure is really good. I've only just really started looking at it because you notice over my right shoulder I've been sticking the mez floor up to make a bit of room because I'm fast running out of room down here, what with 3 cars now to maintain. So yeah, I've built that, still got a load of stuff to chuck up there, but we're just starting to make a kind of first look round the new split project and work out what we want to do. So my current plan is end of this month, get it down to the shot blasters, because basically it was shot blasted probably 7 years ago, kept indoors for most of that time, but for the last 8 months has been set outside with a polytunnel over it. So all the rust you can see on it now it's effectively surface rust. If I was to, I've wire wheeled bits of it, and you can get that down to clean metal pretty quickly, but I would be here for quite a while doing that by hand. So my plan is take off all the panels that I don't need, I know I'm not going to bother keeping, just leaving the bare shell, and then get this taken down to the shop blasters, QAC metal blast, just down the road, get them to blast it and put it into some epoxy for me, so it's not going to flash rust again whilst it's down here, and then after that we can make a start. So if I flip the camera around, I'll give you a quick run around of it. Like I say, there's a fair few panels that look really rusty, I'm just going to be taking them out. So the long panel here at some point has been replaced, but the panel they put on is actually the wrong year. I don't know if you can see the vents over that my shoulder. They face outward, they should be facing inward, and there should be one more of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, one more of them. So yeah, I basically have today and tomorrow off. Well, I've got the entire week off. We're down to Cornwall for the tail end of the week, but I booked off today and tomorrow to try and get the rest of the bits I don't want to keep off. So the long panel, the front balance, the cargo floor, the cab floor, just leaving the bare shell. But yeah, if I flip the camera around, we'll have a little walk around. So I thought, what better way to start than from the top? So obviously the roof looks quite rusty, but it's really not. So most of that is surface rust. I'm pretty confident once that gets blasted, we'll really be left with something that's pretty solid. I know down this left side, you can't see it from here, but there are a few little holes down the side there, but apart from that, the roof is really solid. Yeah, at the minute I'm just up on the mez floor where I've got all the doors. Again, not sure if I'm going to be keeping these or not. These were similar to the van, shot blasted. But somewhere, yeah, kind of up here, I've started just wire wheeling it back to see what's there, and like the metal is really solid. Like it looks awful, but I'm pretty sure if I get these shot blasted, what I'm left with will be pretty solid. So I'll start from the back. Obviously missing an engine lid, should be able to find one of those relatively easy. Pretty much part of the course for an old van. Both battery trays are going to need switching out, but D-pillars look pretty solid. I'm probably going to replace the hinge panel because it's been, well, you can kind of see here, been repaired quite a bit over the years. It's just going to be quicker to take it out and fit a new one. This corner, actually quite good. Oh, tripping over stuff. This corner's quite good really. I don't know what light someone's fitted to this, but it's definitely not off a Volkswagen. I've got it kicking around up there somewhere, but I think, given how good the rest of the corner is, like I'm pretty sure that's, oh no, there has been some further work there. Well, we'll see. I may end up just repairing that hole, because the welding there actually looks pretty solid. I think at some point someone may have replaced that battery tray, and as part of that replaced the outer skin of this corner. But yeah, I may fit a partial corner to that, or I may just repair what's there. I mean, it looks pretty solid. The actual chassis, I'm hoping to get over on the rollover job this week. It's really solid. So again, lots of surface rust, but the actual structure is really solid. And in the engine bay, again, all pretty good really, just lots of surface rust. Before we go around the side, at some point, I can't quite work out what has happened here, but someone has repaired part of this section that sits over the engine bay. You can see where the section doesn't quite line up. I don't know if it's a body cut that's slightly out of alignment. The fact that it kind of lines up in some places and not in others makes me think like it might be a reproduction part that someone's fitted, but it's actually fitted anyway pretty well. The welds are good, so I think I'm just going to leave that. I mean, you don't even see this once it's covered up with all your interior, so I'm going to leave all that. Inside here, again, lots of surface rust, but I'm pretty sure the blasters will be able to get lots of this off. The roof's an interesting one. So I've been looking at lots of pictures online, and all the pictures I've seen have 3 braces across the top there. So I'm pretty sure this one here and the one you can see with the light shining through, someone has just fitted those for apparently no reason. I mean, they look like they've just been hammered out of a piece of metal. They're not very straight. They don't really seem to serve any purpose. Given all the ones I've seen online have 3, I'm just going to chop those out. So let's go around the side here. Sorry. So like I say, that rear corner, pretty solid. I'm not too worried about that. Upper half of this side, pretty good. It's obviously at some point had a bit of a scrape here. It's a bit, I don't know, cellulite-y. You can kind of see where it's not a weld, that's a big old scratch. Well, I'm guessing it's had, you know, it's run against a lamp post or something, I'm not really sure. But some of that I'll be able to get out. Either with, well, probably not a hammer and dolly because I can't get to the back, but I'll be able to get that out. And then, as I say, it's the kind of thing that a little skimmer filler would cover up. The rest of this is pretty good. The usual slight pinholes on some of the surrounds. I mean, this isn't too bad. Some of the other ones do need a bit further work. But yeah, this is the big thing that makes it look worse than it is, I guess. This side panel, so at some point someone has started a bit of a restoration on it and put on this side panel and just not painted it. Just a shit idea, really. So it's going to come off anyway, because like I say, the vents are wrong. I could clean it up and reuse it, but honestly, it's probably not worth it. It might just go up on the wall as a little wall hanger, as a reminder of this one. But yeah, like I say, it's not really attached. Like, I don't know if you can see that really, but I think it's kind of tack welded in a few areas, but not really attached that much. So yeah, that's the first panel that's coming off. Moving further around, we have front arch. Again, at some point someone has started putting new panels in and just not done a very good job. So this is, I think, an Autocraft one, but I could clean it up and reuse it. But honestly, it's a reproduction part already. It's not like I'm keeping original metal, so that will just be coming out. Yeah, I'm going to leave these in while it goes to the shop blasters, just to give a bit of strength to the front. And then moving further around, cab floor obviously needs replacing, lots of holes. I already started chopping this out, but yeah, you can buy those brand new. There's pretty much nothing worth saving in there. You might, I don't know, potentially get away with the middle part, saving that, but yeah, I'll just chop the whole thing out. Wheel tubs, in two minds about these. I mean, on our bay we had similar rust to this, where kind of under the seat runners and various patches. In two minds as to whether repair that. I mean, the front edge of it's pretty good, the back edge less so. But yeah, you can buy these brand new. It would probably be quicker just to chop the whole lot out and put a new panel in, probably both sides, but we'll see. We move further around. Obviously no front panel. Already made a start on cutting out the front inner valance. The panel it attaches to, well, what they call a washer bottle panel on the bay. I don't know really what they call it on this. It's actually pretty good. I've drilled out all the spot welds. The metal there's a few little pinholes, but I'm going to keep that panel, just do some spot repairs on it. Top half, again, once that's cleaned up, should be fine. We move around this side, pretty much the same story as the other. I think this has had a new arch in. Not entirely sure. These do look like factory spot welds, but oh no, that is a repair piece there, so that's probably being replaced. But yeah, pretty much part of the course or a split, I'll just replace that. And then moving into the back, at some point it has had a new cargo floor put in, but I don't know what out of. I mean, looking at pictures online of what these should look like, it certainly doesn't look like this. I mean, there's no visible join down the middle, it's one big panel. The pressings aren't right, and I don't know if I'll be able to show you this, but underneath, I'll drop down and have a look in a second. Underneath where the I-beams should be, the floor supports, they're just box section. So I want to replace those anyway. Just try and scoot down. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, they're just box section and just not right, so they'll be coming out. But this is what I'm talking about with the main chassis. It's actually pretty solid. If we move especially up to the front here, again, lots of surface rust, but there's not really that many repairs I'm going to have to do on that. And I think that's pretty much everything. Obviously the short panel's been chopped out. Again, you can buy this new, not too much of a problem. And that is pretty much it. So there we go, folks. Hopefully that's given you a good idea of just what I've bought. There's probably people that think there's a lot of work, and you're not wrong. It is certainly cheaper to buy one of these complete, but that's never been really the point of these old cars for me. I mean, part of it for me is building the thing, making something that I want to how I, exactly how I want it. The split market's a weird one. So if you go back a couple of years, there were vans going for silly money, similar to this, 50, 60 grand. You're thinking, at the end of the day, it's an old van. They're not fast, they're not practical. The last couple of years, they do seem to have gone down quite a bit. I mean, you can get quite a good van, quite a decent looking van now for 20 to 30 grand. Still a chunk of cash, but with this one, I am going to keep a tab on how much I end up spending with it. It probably won't be far off that, but again, that's not really the point of why I do this. Part of the reason I kind of went with this one is the guy I was buying it off, Phil. He'd imported it in 2009. Had high ambitions for what he wanted to get done with it, and obviously it never happened. And part of me feels like it's now my job to get it done, get it back on the road. And I've said to him, I'll take it down when it's done. Take him and his kids out. The kids they're quite funny. When I was probably saw as I went around, I put the wheel dollies on it. When I was putting those on, the little 4-year-old boy was there trying to help me out. Seemed fascinated by the whole thing. Fascinated by me. Probably thought I was a bit odd, wanting to come and pick this up. But yeah, I think, like I say, it's one that's worth saving. If you look at the likes of restorations, they do it's barn doors that are far worse than this. You look at it and it's a pile of scrap, and at the end of it they've got a bus. This isn't. It's nowhere near that, and doesn't have the value of a barn door. But again, it's not really the point for me. I don't do this to keep anyone else happy. It's for me, really. Keeps me sane, keeps me happy, and it's good fun, really. So yeah, I'll keep you updated as we go. Like I say, today's plan is get that inner valance off, probably get the cab floor out today. There's not too much of that. And then basically, I'll be going off to Shop Busters end of next week. And then hopefully when you see it, well, I'll probably do some short videos in between, but when you see it next, the next big stage, it will be hopefully in a coat of primer and looking a bit less intimidating. So see you soon.